Welcome to Season and Unbothered. We're two women over 50 serving grown women wisdom with a side of humor because we've earned the right to say what we mean and mean what we say.
Well, welcome to Seasoned and Unbothered. Before we get started, so Bird, I want to check in because you had a big birthday.
Well, you had a 1 year anniversary.
Yes, so let's start with your big birthday.
Yes, I had a blast from the past. Oh, girl, I probably should share the video with you with me coming down the slide. That is enough.
Ooh,
I fell
yeah,
down the
let's
first.
share it with me so I can share it with the people.
Yes, yes. But I was acting like a big old kid at 60. The theme of the party was
Mhm.
splashing into 660 and still making a splash.
Uh-huh.
And we literally did that. It was a lot of fun. Uh, we had a pop up pool bar, and that was a lot of fun. So yeah, it was fun. It
Mhm.
was fun. Everything was like more of like a tropical setting and
Mhm.
backdrop. It was a lot of fun. I must give kudos to my sister, my daughter, my good friend Paula, and my husband for really making it all happen. It was a lot of
Putting
fun.
it all together. Yeah, nice. So, 60, what advice would you give to our viewers and listeners based on your experience of like reflecting on turning 60?
It was interesting because 60 didn't feel different for me. As opposed to when I turned 40, I thought my life was changing. 60, it was
Mhm.
just, I don't know, just grateful and happy to see it, right? Because I know so much has been going on, and so many of my friends and families from people that I know haven't, didn't reach 60. So I'm just grateful and thankful that I'm in
Mhm.
fairly good health and able to still act like a kid.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I just think, you just take life by the horns and you like, day by day. I think I take it one day at a time. I'm not stressed about what tomorrow looks like, and I'm not.
Mhm.
I don't have any regrets about what I didn't do or should have done or whatever. It's just like I'm here. I'm here.
Mhm.
Like I said, fairly healthy and in my right mind, and I'm just thankful. It's just,
Mhm.
and it's like one day at a time. And I know I'll probably pass the half of my life kind of milestone. We was talking
Mhm.
about that, like, wow, when you reach 40, you probably at the halfway mark. But when you reach 60, you're like, woo, is it right around the corner? When is it gonna happen? Um,
Is it 25%?
yes, I'm
Not
like
50%?
almost at the end. And and if I'm almost at the end, I'm fine. I accept that too because I know that we all, will leave this earth one day.
Mhm.
So I'm not worried about that either. So that's the good thing. I'm not like worried about, oh, I'm almost at the end. And I'm like, oh, I look back over my life and I'm like, not too bad, not too shabby, right? And especially when I
Yeah.
think about where I came from, where I am. And the only thing I kind of think about a little bit is like my parents and, because they left me, I think both of them passed away in their 30s. So when I think about us living to reach this point, or me living to reach this point, I'm like, you know, not too bad. And I think I'm gonna live fairly long. I seem like we have a long longevity on my father's side of the family. His mom was
Mhm.
in her 90s. My papa was in his 90s. Um, my other grandmother, my great grandmother, was in her like 90s or so. So I think I got a good amount of time left.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. And I know this isn't our main topic, so I apologize if it's probably going to take
Seems
up
like
too much
you're
time, but it got, yeah, but I could have just, one thing about what you said is that my husband and I were having actually a conversation this morning and about aging and him being and talking about the fear of dying. Like we're at that point where we're like, we have less time on this earth than more time on this earth type of thing. So it's interesting that you say that because I was telling him that like to me, I don't fear it because I look at like I'm going to a better place, whether or not that's true or not. Like this is awesome, being alive and being on earth, but I will promise a better place. So that's why it doesn't scare me. And he was just saying that Like all of us, we want to live as long as possible. But it's interesting that you hadn't mentioned and talked about longevity in that way.
Yes. Um, but yeah, but that's something to think about. Some people become fearful of it, and I'm not.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not. I'm not either. I'm not fearful of it either. But yeah, I also had my 1 year
Yeah.
wedding anniversary. That's why I missed your big party. I wish I could have been there. But yeah, we went away for a weekend. We just spent a couple days away to celebrate our anniversary. Just chilled out, get that rest, and relaxed. We went to the Wharf in DC. We stayed at the Pendry,
Okay.
which was a suggestion of your sister's, which was, I have to let her know, was a great suggestion. I love it. I felt like we were away because the Wharf is like, you've got what is that, the sound? What is that? The
Anthem.
river,
Oh.
the water,
Potomac. The Potomac.
the Potomac. Yeah, you got the river. Yeah,
Mhm.
the Potomac River there, and the hotel has great views. So it felt like we were somewhere else, but we were still in DC. So it was really, really to get away,
So
get
how
some
does it
rest.
feel to be married again? Like, tell me what you feel about it. Like,
How do I
you feel like
feel? I feel like I think we're well beyond settled. I think we, I think I'm very content and comfortable in it, and I hopefully he is too. So I'm happy. Like my mother asked me kind of the same question. I said, I'm really happy. So I think, and I hopefully he's happy as well. So I think it's a good 1 year. Hopefully we'll have many, 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 many more to go. But I do feel like we actually need to go on a real honeymoon. Like we have not left this area at all to celebrate. Not even after our wedding. When we went to Lansdowne in Virginia for our mini moon, and then we did an anniversary in DC. So I feel like we're owed someplace else,
to me,
someplace
as long as you're
tropical.
together and like and you ate
Yeah,
some time together, I think that's all that really matters. I mean, we went all the way to Hawaii, but I'm like, I mean, we could have done that somewhere else.
that was your honeymoon. Yeah, that was your honeymoon,
My
right?
honeymoon was in
Yeah.
Hawaii. But and then we haven't gone anywhere else since we just what we are approaching 2 years. Yep,
Yeah.
2 years, and I think we're gonna do a staycation. And we're fine with that. We have a lot of trips and different things planned. We've had a busy first part of the year, and we was like,
Yeah.
okay, we need to slow down. And for us,
Oh, we're slowing down.
and for us, we just been spending. Like I thought I was gonna have like a $2,000 or $3,000 party, and it ended up being $6,000 or $7,000 party. And you're like, so expensive to have a
You
party.
only you only turned 61. So
Yeah, but I could think afterwards we can think of 1,001 things that we could do with that money.
yeah,
But it was fun. It was. I'm glad we did it. And but overall, like I said, traveling, vacation, and all that. We just like we're gonna take it easy, and we're gonna ride out the rest of the year. We have a trip coming up to New York for the U.S. Open,
uh-huh.
and
Okay.
and then after that, we said we was gonna chill for the rest of the year. And then I think we just settled on for the family that we're gonna do Thanksgiving with one of my nieces in Columbia, South Carolina. She's having her first child. So we're gonna do a 2 for 1. So we're gonna go down for Thanksgiving, and then they're gonna also have our baby shower, which I think
Okay.
the baby is due in December. So we kind of great for all the family to go down there, be with her, it's her first child, and so I'm kind of super excited about that. So that's the only other trip that we have, and I might
Yeah.
do something with my husband for. I think he turned 60. Um,
You think?
Well, because I was getting mixed up with his age, right? I'm a little bit older than him. We were in the same grade, but I'm a little older.
Uh-huh.
And so I think one time I said one age, and he said no. He almost said it was like he was like maybe like now. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. So I can't remember if he's turning 59 or 60. I don't know. Isn't that crazy?
One of those ages. But you may do something for his birthday.
Yes.
Whatever age that is. Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm gonna wait
yeah.
for the 60. So if it's not the 60,
Okay, then nothing.
59, I think you're not quite a year older than him, but almost 1 year older than him. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, we have a really busy summer. Like next, we'll have the family. I have a family reunion in 2 weeks, so I'm heading up back to Connecticut for that.
Cool.
And then one of my really good friends has a home in Martha's Vineyard, so
Oh,
we're going up for a couple
I've
days of
never been
that.
there. I want to go there one day.
Yeah, I haven't been since I was a child, so I'm really, really looking forward to going back there. And then that is it. And then we're thinking Thanksgiving, we go to his family, and then we're staying home for Christmas, and that's it. That's enough. That is
The only
enough.
other thing I would do that I would love to do is I thought the Christmas cruise was the best. And
Yeah,
I would have
yeah,
loved doing that again. But since we're traveling for Thanksgiving, I know we're not going to travel for Christmas. And so maybe we said
yeah.
maybe every other year we would do the Christmas cruise or do something
Hmm.
Christmas related. Even if the cruise was fun because we didn't have to do anything with. But I would be cool with renting a house in Florida somewhere and we all go down there or something.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah,
it with a pool and everything, so that we can all just chill out every single day.
yeah,
So yeah, so I don't know. That's what life is about right now. Really, for me, is like family quality time. Not so much
yeah.
as I mean, the girl trips and everything is fine, but I just renewed my passport. I let my passport expire. I don't know why. Oh, I do know why.
Yeah.
I was waiting. I was going to change the name.
It's a name. Yeah, you
I couldn't
mentioned
change my
that.
name because when I went online, in order, I couldn't do it. I couldn't expedite it online if I was changing anything. So I ended up getting it. It's still in my old name, and then I'm going to change it after I get it. They said,
Why did you expedite it?
yeah,
Why did you
I didn't
expedite it?
expedite it, but just to do it online, it says you can only do it online. I didn't expedite like overnight or anything, but in order to
Okay.
do it online, there could be no changes if I was just renewing. Otherwise, I would have to apply like I'm applying all over again. And I'm like, well,
Mhm.
why would I want to do that? So it's better, then I read that it's better to get it and then put in for a name change.
Yeah. Yeah, the name change situation.
Did you
I
say?
mean, and I did it. I did it all at once. I know you're kind of doing it in pieces, or yeah, but I did it right away, and it was torture. It was. It has to be easier. It has
Did
to be
everyone make
easier.
you
Like
make you supply your marriage license and all this other stuff?
everything was marriage license. I have it like, I mean, it was so like marriage license, social security card. And then sometimes it'd be like, hey, I need your social security card and your this. I would send it. Like, no, we really need that. And I'm just like, half the time I didn't really even know what documentations I needed. It took a long time for me to change my driver's license. It took a couple. I think I went to DMV 3 times to change my driver's license. Um, and then what else was banks trying to change my name on the account? I was like, this is horrible. Horrible. It came to a point where I was like, I'm not, I'm done. Whatever has my maiden name on it has my maiden name on it. Whatever has my married name on it has my married name on it. I'm not doing anymore.
Uh,
I'm done.
that's what I'm not looking forward to. So I haven't done
Yeah.
anything. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
And I still forget to even use my married name. Like when I introduce myself, I had a meeting the other day and I'm like, hey, I'm Tamika. They're like, and everyone was like, boo. Like the people started booing me because they know that I changed my name and I didn't do it. They're like, we're going to tell your husband. Yeah.
That's
Last
funny.
name for 15 years. Like, it's hard to change. It's
It
hard to change.
is. It is. The
Yeah.
good thing is my husband's not stuck on it. He wants me to do it, but he's
Oh,
not
mine
stuck
was.
on it.
Yeah. My husband was definitely like, I want you to change. Because I wasn't going to. I was not. But that was something he asked me to do. And I said, okay. Didn't realize it was going to be like
I think,
a horrible,
yeah, before,
traumatic
yeah, and for a
experience.
man, it's like it's really it's an honor to say that this is my wife and we got the same last name. I think it's
Amen.
yeah. So
I don't know. I think if you're gonna have like we're not having kids or anything like that. So I that's why I didn't really see the whole point of it. But I think if you have kids, maybe. But we're not. That's
okay, I know you don't
that
have a
ain't
lot of
never
time.
gonna happen. Yeah, no. So we'll make this rapid fire. So the topic that I wanted to talk about today, and I kind of have to set it up because this is why this topic came to mind, is about bad boys. And it came up because there is I don't know if the concert happened already, but Chris
So,
Brown
I
and
got to
Usher are
go
coming to
on.
DC. You're
We're
going?
going on July 13th.
Okay. So I've had a lot of people ask me, do I want to go to the concert? Am I going to the concert? And I have felt very strongly that I love Usher and I would love to see Usher. I do not like Chris Brown. I cannot see past his physical assault of Rihanna and just the fact that happened and the fact that he has a history of physically assaulting other women, I just cannot see me paying money to him. And that's what kind of brought this up is that I was mentioning this to a group of people and they were like, okay, but we still love Chris Brown. Whatever. Like we still love him, we still want to see him. And then who else? Then I brought up an example about R. Kelly. And I was with a group of people and I said, hey, we know R. Kelly's in jail, but if he were to get out today and he said that he's going to whatever the center is in, I always call it Verizon. I don't think it's Verizon anymore.
Capital One now, I think.
Capital One, Capital One Arena. He's having a concert to celebrate getting out of jail. Would you go? And everybody was like, hell yeah, I'm going to the R. Kelly concert. And I think, so, kind of like that, like kind of the thought of when I don't want to use the word canceled. I guess that's the best word to kind of use to it. But what is that boundary between like, hey, I still want to support someone who may have done bad things, or I'm not going to support them at all. And I feel like it's such a great area because, yeah, I listen to Chris Brown music on the radio. I listen to R. Kelly music on the radio. People have their opinions about Michael Jackson. I'm always going to listen to Michael Jackson. People have their
Yeah,
thoughts on Kanye.
you said you always go listen to Michael Jackson?
Always going to listen to Michael Jackson.
Hold on. You're mad at Chris Brown because he got in a fight with Rihanna because I believe it was a fight. Rihanna didn't
He
win.
beat her to.
But Rihanna,
I don't think men should be. I don't think men should be beating on women.
I don't agree with that either. But trust me, Rihanna hit him too. But because I don't believe that women should hit men either. I think that they're not going to hit you back. You would hope that a man can refrain and not hit you back, right? Or hit the woman back because he knows he's stronger and whatever, whatever. But I know men can lose their temper, lose their mind, forget who it is. You hit me, my reaction is to hit you back. But whatever that can,
There's one hit and there's beating someone up.
well, I said I don't agree. I don't agree. I
Okay.
don't want the man to hit the woman back at all if he could. But I do understand under circumstances, women, our mouths, what we say, and how we treat a man can cause him to lose his mind, right? But but when you go to Michael Jackson, when I don't know if anything is true or not, but when you talk about a man that thinks it's okay to sleep in the bed with kids and play with kids, and
I know that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
I'm like,
yeah. I mean, it doesn't. So you won't listen to Michael Jackson? Is he not someone that you would listen to?
it's not anyone out there that I would not listen to. I don't buy a lot of music, so you don't have to worry about me supporting them in that way. And I'm not a big I like Michael Jackson, but I'm not one of those woo like crazy fans or whatever. So, but I hear people say that, but they like with his music. And the same thing with R. Kelly. People talk about you cannot take away their talent, right? And their
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
so some people can't see beyond that because they don't political. I'm not gonna say that they don't get into the personal side of it. They like music is music. Like my husband will listen to R. Kelly. Matter of fact, I get on him. I don't play R. Kelly with people around. I said people don't want to hear R. Kelly. He said R. Kelly got good music.
People do want to hear. Yeah, people still want to hear R. Kelly.
Yeah,
believe
and the
believe
same
you
thing
me.
with Michael Jackson. There are people very strong about they don't want to hear Michael Jackson music because of what they think he was, right? And what he might have done or whatever. Because I think nothing has been proven that he's done anything ever, right? But a lot of speculation. So when you look at that, it's and this. I mean, we could go even with Diddy at this point, right? Any of those guys. So I don't know. I don't go one way or the other. I mean, music to me is music, and I might like, I like that song, but he's crazy or whatever. So, but I think, excuse me, you have to be consistent. So it's kind of weird that you would support Michael Jackson but not support R. Kelly
Yeah,
or Chris Brown.
yeah, I think, and I also think, I know we mentioned Rihanna, but Chris Brown has a history. That's not the only woman that he has a history
And I don't know
of
about any of those.
physically abusing. Yeah, so I think she's just the most famous, and that was just such a famous case,
First one,
that happened.
wasn't that the first one?
That was public. Yeah, that was a public. Who knows someone's history,
Okay.
but that was kind of the first one. Yeah, it's not consistent. It doesn't. Well, personally, I can't wrap my arms around it, but I'll listen. The thing is that if a Chris Brown song comes on the radio, you know, I'm not gonna be like, turn it off, like, but I feel like when I'm thinking about my dollars and where my money is actually gonna go, that's where I feel like I can't. I don't know, like I can't get myself to do it in that way. And maybe I don't have to, like, it's not like today I'm buying new Michael Jackson music, but if a Michael Jackson song comes on, I'm not gonna like leave the dance floor and protest. Neither with you mentioned
Okay.
Diddy,
Diddy.
Diddy or R. Kelly. I'm not gonna leave the dance floor. I do kind of have similar feelings about Kanye West that I do to Chris Brown, because I just feel like he was just saying such crazy things about, anti anti-Semitism, about Black people, like just crazy stuff that Kanye was saying for a really long time. Like that is something that I probably feel maybe even
See, for Kanye, I just
a
feel
certain
like
way about it. Sure.
it's just the elevator doesn't go all the way to the top. But a lot of geniuses have other issues, right? I mean, they're people just like,
I don't think he's a
but they
genius.
think
I think he calls himself some genius.
well, I think a lot of people in the music industry called him a musical genius, and
Yeah.
calculates and put music together. And I'm not
Uh-huh.
a music connoisseur, right? I'm not into music like that, so I don't know. I can barely pick out an instrument or whatever, syncopation or whatever with music, but people who are really into music believe that he is,
Uh-huh.
right? And so
Yeah.
and so I give him that. I don't know. I can't even tell you a Kanye West song. I might like one of his songs and don't even know that it's him.
Yeah. And I know that you're not a big fan of music because what was it that I always bring it up, that artist a long time ago when you heard his song for the very first time, and I'm
Jaheim or something like
Jaheim. She was like, "What's this artist Jaheim?" And I'm like, "Jaheim has been out forever."
so I don't know music. I don't know music at all. So I cannot.
Yeah.
I don't have a bone to pick in that fight because I don't know music well enough. I know some songs that I might like it, but I don't even know the artist
Uh-huh.
most of the time. And so
Uh-huh.
so yeah, but Bad Boys, the thing about Bad Boys in general, I think your question was going to be, why do people are attracted to Bad Boys, right? So
Yeah. Why do we not? Yeah. Why do we still have? Why do we look past a lot of their faults and still, in some ways, support them, or even personally still love them when they're kind of like that bad boy or a man that does bad things?
and I'm going to go down to reality, right? Like in
Uh-huh.
our world, I think when I see Bad Boys, it's something about them. Most of the time, it's very attractive. Most of the time, they're very confident, right?
Uh-huh.
They are charming in their own way, right? And that is what attracts a woman for the most part. And even if he's bad, it's something about him. Like he's sexy. He's even if he's
Uh-huh.
not sexy in a way like
Physically, he doesn't even have to be physically attractive in some
okay,
cases.
basically, or yeah, it's just something about him. Because like Bobby Brown to me is
Uh-huh.
not very attractive, but people love him. But I think it's because
Back in the day,
I never thought Bobby was cute. But I think people like Bobby.
but he was a bad
He's
boy.
a bad boy. And Bobby said what he wanted to say, do what he wanted to do. He was very confident. And I love a
Mhm.
confident man or woman. And what I love most about a man or woman that's confident, one that's not very attractive, but very confident. And I've seen that
Mhm.
in women who are, I'm going to use the word overweight because I don't know what it is. Overweight, unattractive, but they are so confident that I mean, when they walk in the room, they still light up a room. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And here I am. I don't know what category I fit in, and sometimes I have to push myself. You know, and I know I dress a certain way, and people think, but I feel if I have to. I struggle with being very confident in how I look and who I am. I really do,
Mhm.
and people don't understand it. They don't get it. They
I
think,
don't understand it.
but I do. I do. I never. I look in the mirror sometimes and be like, and feel like I'm not attractive, and And I remember when I was young and guys would try to talk to me and they'd be like, "Oh, you're so pretty," and I'm like, "What?" You know, because I didn't hear that a lot. And I think that was the dynamics in my family because in my family, my baby sister who was light skinned and my older sister who was like they got all the attention. So I was like the dark skinned little girl over there, just
Mhm.
no one ever paid any attention to. And it was the funniest thing is I went down south as an adult, and everybody was like, "Oh my goodness, you grown into this beautiful." And I'm like, "What was I before?" Like everyone,
People are just
everyone kept saying that. Like, I can't
crazy.
believe you. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful you are now. And I'm like, now, whatever. But I think people couldn't see the beauty in dark skin and darker
Mhm.
skin, and so the lighter skin got all the attention. It's really
Mhm.
funny. Or I remember like the kids who have better a good grade of hair, right? They get all the attention. They can have siblings, but the one with the good hair, everybody does. "Oh, it's so pretty," and they never say anything about the other child. So it makes you feel like
Mhm.
you're not cute. And no one ever told me I was ugly. I mean, stuff when you playing and fighting with your neighbors or the other kids in the
Mhm.
community might call you ugly. But no one in my family ever told me I was ugly. But I didn't feel very attractive at all, and I was real
Mhm.
skinny. I remember when I wanted to gain weight. Now I'm like, can I lose weight? But I was so skinny and I didn't like being skinny because everybody just called me skinny. Like,
Mhm.
oh, with your bony self, you so skinny. And I thought that was unattractive. I was like, I ain't had no curves, I ain't had no breasts or anything. I was like, oh man. So yes, I do still struggle with that sometimes. And I have to remember that I'm beautiful in and out and it's okay. So
So one of the things you had mentioned is about the that confidence and the fact that we find kind of that bad boy confidence at sexy. So do you think that we hold them to just a different standard overall? Is it the celebrity? Is it because they're famous? The confidence,
it's,
the talent? You know,
I think it's bad
a
boys.
man that can sing, a man that can dance.
No,
You
but I
know,
think
those
it's
type
bad
of
boys
things.
in general. Like I
Uh-huh.
like bad boys. Like when you go to the club, you can recognize that bad boy, right? Whether he got that swag about him, right? When I think about motorcycle groups, and I even think about fraternities. It's something about
Uh-huh.
those guys. They don't even have to be that attractive, but they think they are the best looking thing in the world. And women are attracted to them. I think because of that. And it's almost like when you go back to also what they
Yeah,
say, men in uniform. Oh my goodness, you could be a police officer or a military
but
and not be.
yeah, but there's like that whole point. But what about when they do bad things? You know, it's one thing to
People
be like, oh
overlook
my
that.
God, he walks in a room with so much swagger, but I know that he beats up, women. Like, it's like, when do we draw, no, honestly, like, when do we draw the line to being like, you know what, like, that is not someone that we want to support as women or or as a culture? Like, when, or do we not? Or do we pick and choose?
On a different
Like,
level. That's on a different
different
level.
level.
A
Yeah.
different level of where I want to spend my money as opposed to what
Mm-hmm.
I'm attracted to, right? Because I
Mm-hmm.
look at R. Kelly and I kind of think I listen to all those stories and I'm like, all this stuff was out about him, and you guys still got involved with him.
It's in a
Why?
song. He sings about it. If you listen to his lyrics, he told us about it.
Right. And so, I'm thinking like, why? And I think some people think, well, he's not going to do that to me because he's not going to hit
Exactly.
me. He's not going to
Mm-hmm.
treat me like that. So I think they think that I'm the one that he's going to stop doing all that until they find out. And men are smart. Well, it's not even just smart. One thing about love, and especially if you don't really love yourself, you can get
Mm-hmm.
caught up in wanting the love of someone else that
Mm-hmm.
you demand you put down your desires or whatever. So I think some of those women, and then also we operate from our feelings a lot, and not from reality, because reality would say, I don't care if he's trying to hit on me. No way I'm going with him. I know he beats women. I know he
Mm-hmm.
cheats on a woman. I know he does all
Mm-hmm.
these things that I don't want. But if
But
once we
he's
catch
not going to do that to me.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
once we catch feelings, it's harder for us to walk away. We'll
Yeah.
forgive, right? Instead of saying, oh no, I'm not putting up with that. I can do better than that.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important
Well,
to raise your daughter, I think,
mhm.
to be confident in themselves, to love who they are, to tell them that they're beautiful so that they're not looking for it in the streets.
but it's also different that I also think is that we also have our own individual values and we have to operate within our values. So yes, I would love to see Usher. I would love to, but I can't do it. I know everybody's going to the show. I'm going to hear all about it from everybody who's going.
You're going to see it on
And
my Facebook Live.
uh, again, I'm going to see all the stuff, but yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Is there anything you want to add before we go?
leave them bad boys alone.
Yes, the PSA, our PSA.
And I'm always like this:
It's, you know,
if you want something different, you got to do something different, right? So if you
exactly.
always getting bad boys and you always getting the same result, right? Him cheating on you, him maybe putting his hands on you. When we fall into that pattern, we have to check ourselves. Like, what is it about
Hmm.
me that I keep not only attracting, because you do attract things that you like to some degree, but you gotta be wise enough to say, I want something different. I don't want a
Different.
guy
Hmm.
who's going to be like that. I want a guy who's going to respect me. I want a guy who's going to treat me a certain way. So sometimes you got to love yourself more than you love what you think you're going to get from that guy, which is probably nothing
Hmm.
anyway. So
Nothing.
that's just
Yeah.
my PSA
Yeah.
announcement.
I agree. I agree on that. So yeah, that's our topic
Quick
for
and
today.
simple.
So we would love, yeah, so we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What is your thoughts around bad boys, whether or not it be personally or in the entertainment business? Do you still support them? If not, why not? If so, why do you? We would love to hear about it, and we would love to have a conversation in the comments below.
Yes.
And anything else, Fern, before we
No,
go?
it's the 4th of July weekend, so by the
It's a
time
hundred
by
degrees.
the time you hear
The
it,
100 degrees.
over, so we just say, safe, drink, hydrate, take care of yourself. I
Yes.
got my red on.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you for joining season. Yes.
And I'm bothered.
I'm bothered.
What?
Bye.
We're gonna get back together one day.
One day.